Hello, hello, hello. Awesome. I just want to make sure my
And you need my mic. Here we go. Hello. Okay. I'm very bright here. Let's see.
That's yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's better.
that's better.
I want to thank you so much for
Oh,
this opportunity. I'm excited.
oh, you are very welcome. Thank you for being able to do this. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure I give you permission to share your screen. I think I just did. We're going to just wait a few minutes before we really dive in because we had 89 people registered. It's amazing.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So
So let's see how
can
many people hop on live, and then everyone who registered will get the replay. So everyone in the chat, I just want to make sure the chat function is working properly. The last time something went wrong, but please drop a comment in the chat, say hi. Um, I just want to make sure everyone is able to talk. Perfect. Hi, Lena. Let us know where you all are from, where everyone's repping. You know, it's nice to know. Hi, Andrea, and you're organize. I like it. Look, are you organizing queen? Is that what it is? Because I'm insanely organized. I love things to have a place, or else it drives me bonkers. I see Calgary, BC. Oh my gosh, Kamloops, Vancouver. Okay, hi, hi. Yeah, like organization. Like I mean, I would like lift up my computer so you can even see like I go bonkers when I like put things together. I like things
no,
organized.
I love your shelf.
IKEA. You just get the square hanging ones without the hanging option and just like stick them all together. Yeah, so organize, organize. I like it. I like it. It's a good ring to it. Love my background. Thank you. So this is something that um, these flowers were handmade and they're made from cartridge paper. I don't know what you guys call that. Like, you know, like the paper that you use to do projects. They're made from that. And they were made for me, I think it's 3 years ago for a backdrop for an event. And I saved them and they're still in great condition. So I decided to use it when we were all doing virtual stuff. I said, this is prime real estate. What do I do with it? So I wanted to do something fun with it. And the name of the person who made it on Instagram, it's Cam's Crafty Collections. No, Cam's Crafty Creatives. So you can look her up. It's amazing work. Oh my gosh, it's 8 o'clock, so I'm just gonna give it a couple more minutes and then we'll formally introduce Angelique. I will also introduce myself, you know, because sometimes I forget to do that. But yeah, I like the fact that we're coast to coast because Angelique is repping the East. And I see people out here from BC. And I'm
Yeah.
in Saga too, Andrea. I need this water.
Cheers.
Cheers. I feel like I should be on brand and be drinking from my mug. Guys, we launched a line of like stuff, and this one says booked, busy, and blessed. We also have You're on Mute, which is really cool. That one's going very well. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, people are coming on in. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. We are going to get the party started very soon because I know everyone's anxious to learn about social media ads, and we've been taking full advantage of social media ads because they are cheap right now. They are so good right now, but you have to know how to do it properly, you know? Don't just dive in there and waste money. Angelique's going to let us know exactly how to do it so that you're getting that conversion, getting the bang for your buck, because that is important. I see some newbies here. Let us know where you are from. And we're going to start in a few. I'm getting warm, but the sun is about to come right in on me. It's okay. Let us
Oh my
know.
God, it's dark here. You have the sun.
Well,
Still.
it's only 8 o'clock here.
It's all dark and 9, only 9 an hour. It's funny, yeah?
Yeah, it's 8 here. It probably will still be a little bit bright by 8:30, 8:45. Hi, Glynis. Glynis, I know your name because you always seem to come to our webinars. Thank you. From Toronto. I recognize your name. Camille from Jamaica. Hey, my fellow Jamaican. And you also oh, yeah, this is pretty cool. At least until there's a date for the lockdown to be lifted. Oh my gosh, let's not even talk about that. Waterloo, I see somebody from Waterloo. Hi, Sarabi from Toronto. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't really go to people's homes. You can do virtual things though. I do know like a home stager and stuff who does virtual consultations. So that's kind of cool. Friend of Melanie and Gabby. Yes. Gabby told you about this. Oh, Gabby's amazing. She's a great friend. Like really. Thanks for coming. So I'm going to try to get the ball rolling because I know Angelique has a lot of content that she wants to share, and I want to try to make sure we can get everything done on time. But remember, everyone will get to. Oh, no one. Tell them to put in the work. Sorry, I just read your comment, Andrea. No, I lost my train of thought because I just read your comment. We want to make sure we pack everything in, and everyone will get the replay, and you'll get all of Angelique's contact information as well. I'll try to have everything to everyone by tomorrow. And I might have a little surprise in the email because I can tell you a little bit. I've been rambling and I haven't even formally introduced myself, but I'm Dwania. Dwania, yes, the founder of Canadian Small Business Women. This business is my little baby. I shouldn't call it little baby. It's my big baby. It's been around for over 8 years. And we love doing webinars like these, but we also love doing seminars and expos. And now that we're in a virtual world, we do virtual conferences. We have one coming up on Saturday where we'll have, excuse me, we'll have some amazing speakers. We have FedDev Ontario, who's going to talk about small business tools that they can provide to entrepreneurs. We have the Office of Small and Medium Enterprises, also called Procurement Canada. They're going to talk about doing business with the government, how you can bid on either items or contracts with the government. We're going to have BDC talking about finances. We're going to have someone someone who's a Shopify expert, going to do Shopify audits for you and talk about e-commerce. And it's going to be vendors and speed networking. So there's a lot going on this Saturday. So I'll post the link in the chat later on about it so that you can take a look. It's going to be a great event. And yeah, we do quite a bit. So I'm glad that you all were able to register for this webinar. And I am going to pull myself back and I'm going to give Angelique the floor. Make sure that if you have questions or comments, interact in the chat box because Angelique will answer your questions for sure. And no question is a dumb question because we all need to win. We are all probably, feeling a little apprehensive about our businesses. And we want to make sure that we're doing the best in order to convert, to make money, because you are in business to make money. Yes, make an impact, but you also need to make money. All right. So enough about me. Angelique, bonjour. Oh, you're on mute. I need my mug. My you're on mute mug.
I was saying bonjour Dwania and bonjour tout le monde, everybody. It's nice to see all the comments coming in. So Dwania, you're gonna tell me if I miss comments, or don't hesitate to stop me because I know I can get very excited when I start. So I'm gonna share my screen and just confirm if you see what I want you to see. Desktop one. You should be seeing my Canva presentation right there, like this.
Yes.
Does that work?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And then I don't see the comments when I share my screen. So
what will happen is if someone comments, you'll probably see a pop-up at the top of your screen,
yeah.
but don't worry, I will also try to monitor that.
Yeah.
And I'll practice the very few French I know. Guys, I know nothing about French, but I always think in my head I want to try. So, c'est bon.
Yeah, and I'll ask you to talk to me in the comments anyway, because I want to hear about you and who you are, all of you here. So thank you for Dwania for inviting me, and thank you to all of you for taking the time. So we're going to be talking about Facebook ads without breaking the bank, because we know that, you know, one of the big fears, like, will I waste my money if I invest in Facebook? So before we go, I need to find the arrow. That would be easier. I want to just kind of throw back some data around Facebook, because we hear a lot about Facebook being done. It's nobody else is using Facebook anymore, but I want to come back with facts. Facebook is not dead. Facebook works very well. So just as a reminder, Facebook has almost 3 billion monthly active users, and I'm not going to go deep in this. I just want to refresh our memories, right? Facebook reaches almost 60% of the world's social networking population. It's the only social platforms to reach more than half of all social media users. So it's huge. And Facebook is still the world's third most visited website. It's outranked by Google and YouTube. Everybody knows the Google and the YouTube of that world. And then Facebook is next. In terms of downloaded app, Facebook is second. The first one is TikTok. For now, it might change, but just so that you know. And then Facebook is turning 17 this year. Happy birthday. So this is kind of to remind everybody of this. Oh, you see, I see the comments right there. I'm going to open them so that I see your lovely comments. I'm going to ask you to talk to me. I need to feel your vibes. Okay, so let's set up the table, and I'll introduce myself after. But I want to make clear that this webinar is for you all, women entrepreneur, coaches, and consultants who are feeling the following kind of sensations. So either you feel overwhelmed with the constant changes on social media, especially on Facebook, and maybe you feel a little tech resistant because it requires a little bit of technology. Or maybe you're ambiguous towards social media in general. Like a lot of my clients or people in my community, they love it one day and they hate it the next day because, you know, it's a beast. And then we get emotional about ads, right? Because, and even me as a consultant and a coach, sometimes if I forget to pay attention, if a campaign fails, I'm going to think that I'm bad. So let's distance ourselves from what we do on social media versus who we are. And then maybe you're scared of wasting money because it requires to invest money, it requires a credit card, or maybe you're frustrated because you're trying to communicate with ads, you've been trying for years, and then maybe you want to start from scratch. So are some of you maybe want to do something else than using social media, you're about to quit social media, or you are procrastinating, like you know you should be there and you're not there and you're kind of beating yourself up for this. Or maybe it's simply a lack of clarity about what social media should do for your business. Or maybe last but not least, you have a pretty good business and you want to do better. What I mean by all of those scenarios is that at one point or another, you probably felt one of those. And I want to kind of help you tonight, give you some kind of key components that are going to either reactivate your interest towards Facebook ads, or they're going to help you to take the leap and start today. Okay. So, okay. I'm checking the comments as we go. So before we dive into Facebook ads, I always want to take the time to work on our mindset. And this is not, you know, coming from nowhere. It's always something that I hear. I work with my students, we have to commit to this for the next 45 minutes. And I hope you're with me. I'm sure you are, because otherwise you would not spend your evening here. So I'm going to be talking to you, sharing stuff, and you're going to have some thoughts coming at you. And I'm not going to ask you to allow yourself not to believe your thoughts. Don't believe that they're true. Okay? They might, but they might not too. Okay? And I want you to focus on the woman in the vision, because we all have a vision with our business where we want to go to the next level. So maybe at some point I'm going to talk to you about things that are like a little scary, and I want you to feel empowered that you want to go to that vision. And so that's why I want to bring back this, because here's what's happening. I feel that there is a lot of fear among women entrepreneurs around social media, whether it's because it's hard to be seen and be heard, it's scary, right? And the thing is, as soon as we want to move towards the next version of ourselves on social media in our business, our body and our mind is like, no, you have to stay the same. It can be dangerous to go outside of your comfort zone, right? And this is totally a human thing. And so I've been learning a lot about those fears that keep us from showing up on social media towards myself and towards people I work with, towards my clients, my students. We work a lot about learning how to love your fear, because when you feel the fear of doing that Facebook Live, of launching that campaign, it's probably because it's a signal that tells your body and your mind that you're ready to grow. So maybe your thoughts tonight are gonna be like, I suck at marketing. I have no time for this. It's too expensive. I don't have this in me. It's too much work. I have enough on my plate. It's too hard. I hate to sell. I don't want to share my personal life. No. Social media is fake anyway. Not sure if this is for me. Maybe for my neighbor. Nobody sees my post anyway. I barely have 3 likes in a week, or ads don't work. I tried, nothing to do with this. It's a waste of money. Anyway, there is so much noise online. Why should I add something else, right? So those are going to be the thoughts that are, even myself who is always in there. If I don't pay attention, I might hear this to stop me from growing. So I want you to focus on the next version of yourself. You can learn things. 12 years ago, when I started, I didn't know anything about social media. I didn't even know what hashtag was, right? And now I help people to run ads on social media. And I want you to think and believe that your ideal client is everywhere, like those billions of people. There is no way your client is not online, sorry. I want you to be jazzed to keep talking about your business on social media. It's a free tool. Before you run ads, it's free, right? So it's exciting. So here are the things you may want to run in your head. I'm going to make sure to let my Facebook group know about my new offer. I'm going to go live once a week starting today, thanks to Dwania and Angelique tonight, right? People are craving for my help. Each time it shows up, I make more money. I am time. You have time. We just make time for what matters. And your vision is the most important thing in your business, right? Money is your friend. Money is my friend. I'm so honored by each person who sees my post, even the one who don't say a word, because people, sometimes they don't say a word, but then they reach out to you on the phone or in DM, and you had no idea they existed, but they know everything you do because they have been watching. So I want you to be proud of your content and to believe in your success. So are you with me? And I'm going to check you here. Magic is in you, not in social media. So we're going to play a little game here. If you agree with me and you want to throw at me confettis, you're going to press the C in the comments. If you want some drum roll, you're excited about this, you're going to put the D. And then if you want the champagne, the bubbles, you're going to put O or 0, whatever you see. Okay, and we're gonna check how many C, D, O we have, confetti, drum roll, or bubbles. Okay, I'm gonna see. Oh wow, look at this. We have confetti, We have drum roll, confetti, confetti. Woo! We need a vacuum at the end of that webinar. I love it. I love the confetti. So all this to say that the energy we bring to the table is key, especially as entrepreneurs. We're so alone. Most of the time, the big work is alone in our office, right? We share the good time. We share the webinars where we're together. But I want you to bring that energy in you today so that you can create a new reality for your business and see the potential of Facebook ads. For me, what's really important is to realize that we are in a historical time right now. Do you remember when in history, women were able to share their voices, their ideas, their stories, their irresistible offers, their beliefs with leadership and expertise online, no matter the culture, the skin color, the sexual orientation? Like, today is the day, right? So we can't just be quiet. We have to share our message. People need us. So that's why my mission is to help 50 women entrepreneurs a year to own their market share online with social media, coming from that type of energy. And this is really what I want for you tonight, that you get out of this webinar excited. Okay. Who am I, finally? So quickly, I'm not going to spend too much time in there, but I'm a digital marketing consultant. My background is in journalism. I used to be a reporter in France, where I'm from, and a TV reporter in Canada. I'm a public relations specialist. I'm also an entrepreneur. This is why I created Social Media Love, and you are hanging out with Social Media Love today. And I'm a paid media strategist as well for a Canadian jurisdiction. And if you know New Brunswick, that's where I am. So if you want to find me online, you'll see that I'm the founder of Social Media Love, the YouTube channel, where every week I share with you, expertise around how I can help you, how you can use ads and content marketing, anything around social media. I also have a podcast called The Real Story Behind Her Business, where Dwania was one of my guests. And I have two programs. One is a 2-week program, and the other one is called the Visibility Accelerator. So now you know everything, but there is something I want to say. That thanks to Dwania, that I really thank for inviting me. There is a lady here in the middle of my screen, and she is the one who connected me with Dwania. Her name is Katia Have. You can find her on Instagram. She's an entrepreneur in the US, and she's an energy bomb as well. So thank you, Katia. Thank you, Dwania. Really, from the bottom of my heart.
And Katia actually was one of our speakers at our international seminar last August. That's how I met Katia.
Oh, that's the story. Okay. I love it. Yeah, it's so amazing how women entrepreneurs connect all over the world. I just love it. Thank you so much. So I want to know now, what's your mission? I want to read your answers in the chat, because knowing clearly what your mission is going to really inform how you're going to approach, your social media marketing and your social media advertising. So I'm going to give you an example of how I say what my mission is, and I want you to jump in the chat and share with me what's yours. And if it's not clear, don't worry, just throw the words there. It helps your brain to own that mission. So basically, Social Media Love helps women entrepreneur coaches and consultants to own their market share online. I told you that at the beginning, with paid and free traffic, even when people feel, tech resistant or overwhelmed by social media. And my mission is really to help 50 women a year to fall in love with their fear of becoming visible. And when I say visible, I use that acronym because we become visible when we share our voices, our ideas, our stories, our irresistible offers, our beliefs. And we do this with leadership and expertise. And this is all I want for you. And this is how we not only have an impact, as you were saying, Dwania, but we also make money to, yes, sustain our families, but also our business. And secondly, we reinvest that money in our communities by, purchasing from staff or products. You know, this is a kind of an ongoing movement. So let me know, what are your mission? Can I read that in the comments here? What are you? Maria, you say to enhance the homes and lives of our clients by providing life-changing experiences and exceptional services in home styling and staging. My God, you need to come to my place. Hi everyone, unfortunately I can't hear you. Oh, is there more people who can hear me?
I think everyone can hear us. Francesca might be having a problem with her computer. I'm just going to type to her.
Okay. Yes, Maria say I can hear you. And then Glynis says, my mission is to empower youth and adults to become better communicators and leaders. I love this. Francesca, may log out and log in again. That's for you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so feel free to add your mission at any time, because I love it to know what everybody is up to. Okay, so now our mission today is around 3 points. Oh, Emily, to use social media to whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, I think there was a lag, and then suddenly all the comments are coming. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh my God, that's awesome. Okay, I feel your energy here. To become the #1 provider of scholarships for youth and maybe experiencing financial hardship, to reach the tables of people who are focused on feeding themselves healthy and delicious food with the flavor of the world. Ooh. My mission is to transform chaos into calm, helping families get organized, have time to enjoy what they love. Who doesn't want that, right? Mission to help fiber artists to sell their products. Thank you so much for sharing. Keep going. I'll read the following after. So our mission today, for me, my goal is to really make sure that you know what to focus on before hiring any agencies to run your ads, or even if you decide to do them yourself, right? I want you to know what are the things that we have to all, do before and during advertising campaigns, because whether you're a small business or a large organization, and just to give you an example, I work for a big organization that has millions of dollars in advertising and small entrepreneurs who have like thousands of dollars to invest in ads, and it's the same principles. It's the same for everybody. So the first question I'm going to answer for you is like, why should you run ads or should you not, right? Who should see your ads and how ads can make you money? And at the end of this presentation, you have a free guide that's called the 3 steps to set up a Facebook campaign without guessing what to do or what to say in your ad. It's a free guide that helps you kind of having the structure of running a campaign. It's high level, but it has a basic. And then when you have this guide, there is option to have more if you want to learn more on your own. And I will also invite you to apply to work with me if you feel this is for you and your business, right? But no matter what you do, you're gonna learn, you're gonna clarify your vision around Facebook ads by the end of this presentation. So let's go back to the basic. What is an ad? Basically, it's a photo or video, some words, and then an offer, and then an audience. When I say an audience, it's people who are gonna see your ads, right? So basically it looks like a post. Most of the time you see at the top here, it says sponsored. This is how you know the difference between a regular post that is organic versus something that is paid. So I wanted to give you just a quick example. So why should you run an ad or not? The keyword in this is strategy. Yesterday again, where was I? I was in a support group of a program I'm part of, and it was about Facebook ads. And most of the question I heard is like, okay, I want to run an ad, but it doesn't work. What do you want to do with your ads? I just want people to come to my masterclass or to buy my stuff or to do something that is very, very committed, right? But when you want to use ads, you have to have a strategy. We all want to make sure that people buy from us. But when you run an ad, you have to think of, if I want this person to buy from me, what do I need that person to know about my business, about my products, and how can I do the bridge between me and her? Okay, so the strategy is not just about selling something. It's the end result is the sell, of course, but I want you to spend time around what is your business goal, because for each business goal you have, there is a specific tool on Facebook that can help you create an ad that leverages that goal. And when we talk about Facebook ads, by the way, I should clarify that right away. Facebook ads run also on Instagram. They run also on Messenger, on WhatsApp, and on multiple websites as well. They run outside of Facebook. So that's, that makes them super powerful for that very reason, depending on your goals again. So I want you to make sure that if you are running ads right now and then not performing like you'd like to, or maybe you haven't tried yet, first you have to figure out, what do I want my ads to do? So the strategy is key. The first thing is you have something to sell, right? Because remember, we think about the end goal is, yes, to sell my stuff and have people to buy from me. And then the other thing is, how much are you committed to invest in your company's growth? So much of the time we are a little worried about spending too much money in advertising, especially when we start, because we don't know exactly how it works. So all that blockage around money, I'm going to give you some tips in a few slides, but it's still, even whether we have that fear or not, we have to be clear about how much, what is your budget that you're ready to invest in advertising. And based on what you have, then you can actually reverse engineer, the actions and each amount that you want to spend in your ads. So the what's your goal question is number one. Once you know your goal, you can reverse engineer what you need to make happen. So let's say I'm going to show you the machine. I call it the machine, the Facebook machine. And I show you that for each step of the way, let's say that you have a new product or a new program and you don't have a big community, you don't have like visibility yet. You're going to have to start by showing up and tell the world that you exist. So I'm going to show you the different scenarios here. Okay, so this is the Facebook machine. If you have already set up your Facebook machine, you go to your Facebook Ads Manager, and then you'll find that. If you don't know what Facebook Ads Manager is, don't worry. It's something that you can Google, or you can reach out to me, have videos that are on YouTube to create your own Facebook Ads Manager. But forget about the tech stuff right now, because I want you to focus on the goal. So let's say you say, hey, I want people to know that I have that new, coaching practice. I want to, I want to let people know that I have a business now. So you're going to want to make sure that people see your post, that you can reach people. So maybe if you have a Facebook page or an Instagram account right now, you always see the same people kind of seeing your posts, and you want to go beyond that. So you can use an ad that is called the reach ad. Or you want more people to interact with you on Facebook or on Instagram. So you can go and create an engagement ad. Or maybe you have a podcast or a blog and you want people to read your stuff. So you're going to send them traffic. You're going to traffic them to your podcast. Or maybe you're running videos every week where you teach your audience how to do X, Y, and Z, and then you give them a call to action. Then you're going to maybe want that more people watch your videos. Or maybe you have a focus on growing your email list, because it's one of, and we'll talk about that later in the presentation, but emails are the goal of a business. The goal is to actually grab people's attention on social media and then drive them to your email list as soon as you can. And there is a way to do that, right? But even on Facebook, there is a way, there is a tool that is just for that. You can also run campaigns in Messenger. And then if you want people to buy your products, those one here are more like purchase-based type of ads. So you see there on the third column, you have to start with awareness, becoming visible, then having people to interact with you, then to buy from you. So coming back to my experience yesterday, people wanted people to buy right away. They never ran an ad in their life, and they want people who don't know them to buy from them. Well, guess what? Nobody's gonna buy unless you're really, really, really crafty on your message. We'll talk about that after. So I want to give you that big picture here of all the tools that Facebook has for us. Now, this is an example here of one of my students. So she has art program for kids, and then so she was panicked because a few of her programs in different cities were not full. So she says, you know, can we run ads? And I'm like, we can run ads, but we need first people to know that you exist. Lucky enough, she's a regional business, so people already had, she was running ad awareness ads prior to this, so she already had, you know, some visibility. So we started to run traffic ads to her websites that people would book the seat for their kids. So I said, how much money are you ready to invest? Because a seat to our program was around $250. So I love to do this with my clients. If it's for a small project like that, I'm like, are you ready to invest at least the cost of a seat, right? So not only she invested $300, right, $250 plus tax. So, and she got her costs way more covered, like she got 8 kids per class. So that this is just an example of when you don't know where to start, maybe you can start with what is the price of what you want people to buy. I'm not talking about things that cost $2 or $5. I'm talking things that are in the hundreds or in the thousands. You know, you have to give Facebook enough money so that it's worth Facebook to look for the people who are ready to buy that type of amount. So that's a little hint that I give you if you're just new at it. Okay, Facebook ads and who are they for? And the keyword here is specific. This is where I would say 99% of businesses don't spend enough time, thus fail in their campaigns, right? And not only campaigns, but anything, because if you don't know who you're talking to, then you lose your message. Nobody feels that you're talking to them. So I'm going to give you a strategy here and some tactics, because I want you to spend a lot of time on that. So that if there is one thing you can do to prep your Facebook advertising, is to spend as much time as you need in that phase. And I put photos of me like pulling my hair, because I have to say it's not really fun at the beginning to do this, but I'm going to give you tips, right, to help you figure out who you are talking to, and then make sure you hang in there tight with your abs raised until you nail it. You have to learn who is your ideal client, and you'll see that Facebook gonna reward you once you nail it, because this is the name of the game, right? It works for ads, but also if you have sales page, or if you even your organic post, anything you write that is a marketing thing, you have to speak to the person in a way that person is going to understand what you mean. So who do you want to attract is as important as who you want to repel. Who has run ads and then get people on their email list or get people to the webinar and nothing happens, not even comments, not even, you know, replying to your email, not even a sale, because they're not the right people. They actually unsubscribe because it doesn't fit with what they're looking for, right? So we always say, you're gonna hear that, I'm not the first one to say that, you have to know your ideal client better than they know themselves. And this is where it's a little spooky, but that's the fun part. You have to be like an investigator. So it goes down to, you know, when I work with my students, we go like weeks on this. We need to know, for example, I'm going to give you an example. What type of podcast those people are listening? What type of food are they eating? Are they, you know, which brands do they love or follow on Facebook? Who are the gurus? What do they read at night? Or where are they hanging out online? How do they talk about their problem? And how do they talk about their dream? And what is the main worry every day they have in their head? You know, when we say, what do they think of when they go to bed at night or something like that? Like, what is their main concern? So we have to be in their head, and there are some ways to do that. And once you know that, it's gonna help you write the message, the text that you add to your ads, or even in your regular posts, in your email, in your sales letter, in your lead pages. This is the word that we do. So for example, I'm going to give you, so first, number 2 here, it says, this is where you will save money, because start an ad, run an ad, put $1,000 in it to the wrong people, and you're going to bite your finger. And I am the one who did that. I'm going to tell you something. Social media love started in French. And I was at the very beginning, I started to buy likes, right? And then I didn't know exactly how the machine was working. And Facebook is kind of lazy. It goes where there's lots of people. So I went with the French targeting. I want all the French of the planet to follow social media love. Big mistake. I got like tons, thousands of people following me that had no interest in social media, that had no interest, that didn't have any credit card in the country. They couldn't buy from me anyway. I had to kill 2,000 subscribers on my Facebook page so that I could actually get back the traction I needed. So I don't remember how much I spent in that, but literally, and you have to do it manually, removing all the people that you know don't fit, because either the country, either because you know, like once you're in it, you know what works or not. So just spend time in figuring out who you're talking to. So how to do that? You can interview your clients. Like literally, this is what my students do. Like they book 15 minutes with their clients and they go through a questionnaire of all the things, what a day look like in your life, right? Do you take the bus? Do you take a car? How do you go to school? Do you have kids? Like, you know everything, and you have questions, and people are usually, they're okay to answer you, right? You can also interview people that follow you on social media. You probably noticed that there are some people that are not a client yet, but they keep showing up, liking or commenting or sharing. You could reach out to them in a DM and say, I really appreciate your presence every day, your contribution. And I'm trying to kind of produce more content for my social media, and I would love to know what I could create that would interest you. Would you mind to hop on a call for 5 minutes or 10 minutes? Most people say yes, because first they're like, wow, she noticed. Like, people love connection. And then after that, you go through the questionnaire and you're gonna learn so much. You're like, oh my God, she's watching that show on Netflix. And then interview number 2, you realize that this is the same show that the other one is watching. So there is a thing right around, you interview people and you learn about who they are, because I'm going to show you in the next slide why this is important for Facebook. Facebook has thousands of criteria you can select with a click, click, click to help your ad to be shown to the right people. Okay. Or what about a brainstorm with colleagues, right? Or people who are in the same field and you want to help each other. You got on the Zoom call, another Zoom call, and let's deep dive in our clients, who they are, what do they eat, right? The other good tool that you can use is Facebook groups. Try to hang out in Facebook groups where your ideal client is. And when you're in a Facebook group, there is a search function at the right. If you're on desktop, I think it's on the right top corner of the page of the group. And type the word frustrated, problem, how to, and then you'll see all the comments in those groups of people who need help, your help, and start actually contributing in that group. trying like not to sell your stuff in the group. It's not what I mean. But number one, you'll hear how people phrase their problems. So you're gonna steal that language in your ad. I'm not gonna say, who wants more paid traffic, because this is not how my clients come to me. They don't say paid traffic. They say, I want more clients from Facebook or something like that. So how does your client or ideal client in those Facebook groups or Facebook LinkedIn group, how do they talk? And do some research like that. There are tools to help you search. And another thing I want you to pay attention to is it's called the Facebook Business Insight, and it's right there. And if you don't have it, like if you don't know where it is, because Facebook, we love Facebook, but they hide good stuff, right? So the Facebook Business Insight is actually in your business manager. Okay, what is business manager? If you don't have one, first, you're gonna have to create one. It's free and you can Google it, you'll find it, or you reach out to me and I'll give you a video that shows how to do it. But don't worry about the words, okay? All I'm telling you is that once you have an ads manager and a business manager, there is a section. I think I have a screen capture actually. Oh, no, after. I'll show you the screen capture after. But there is, so it's a tool that actually tell you the people on Facebook who have an interest in your field. So let's say I see that we have home decor in the room. So people on Facebook who have an interest in home decor in Canada, what type of Facebook page do they follow? And you're gonna be very, very surprised. Facebook gonna give you data, their age, do they use Android, do they use iPhone, are they married, what type of study they've done. Like you're gonna learn so much. So that could be a start for you to figure out who is my audience. If you feel that your Facebook page is really people that buy from you or really interested in what you do, then I would really consider going through your Facebook Business Insights and see what information Facebook gives you, because you're gonna learn a lot. And so what you do after that is that when you see the top 10 pages that those people follow, you're gonna go and follow those pages and see what people do with those pages. What do they talk about? So that when you do your ad or your content on social media, then you know what to talk about. So my little question to you is, what would it feel to spend $3 or $5 on a new subscriber in your email list, to your email list, and then that person becomes a client? Because this is what it does. And when once you got in the groove of Facebook ads, this is what you end up doing. Okay, so that's the screen capture I wanted to show you. So it's gonna look like this. If you go on your Facebook Business Manager here, there is a little house and there are 3 lines, okay? And then when you click on the 3 lines, here it says Audience Insights. And this is where you're gonna open like a box of information. Who knows it's there, right? Until you know it, you can't know it, right? So, and then why am I really specific around who is your ideal client? It's because look at this here. This is a screen capture inside the Facebook machine. When it's time to tell Facebook who to show your ad to, you're gonna tell Facebook, of course, the basic stuff, women or men or all, or the age, the location, but here you're gonna go deep in there or not. It depends what you sell and what you're trying to accomplish. But if you want to go deep, there is 3 sections. One is called demographic. So for example, I'm gonna give you an example, something I love to do for some of my clients. You can send ad to friends of people who have a birthday in 7 days. Okay, so if you're e-commerce, or if you, I don't know, you're a golf operation, I don't know. Well, what about you send an ad that tells their friends, hey, who doesn't love a good golf afternoon in the summer? Like book her a gift her with a summer night at the golf. Oh my God, I'm such not a golfer. I don't know how you say a golf place. Beg my pardon. But you know what I mean? So, when people are in are parents, if your grandma, like there is a bunch of demographic in there. I think there is over 10,000 type of criteria in Facebook. Interest. So this is when it's important to know, okay, so if I am a couple counselor, mediator, right? So maybe my people, do they hang out? Where do they hang out online? So maybe they hang out, I don't know, like once you know, that's why it's important. It's hard with that example. It's not a good one. I am a yoga teacher, and where do my people hang out? They probably want to buy Lululemons, right? My ideal clients, they're probably into the Lululemon's leggings and yoga stand. So you're gonna be able to, first, you're gonna check that out with your people you're gonna interview or in your Facebook Insights, but you're gonna tell Facebook, hey, I want to reach out to women who are 35 to 55. They love Lululemon. They also are parents, and they also, I don't know, maybe you're gonna discover that they're vegetarian, and or maybe they're vegan. So you're gonna be able to click all of this in your Facebook machine, and boom, it's gonna go to them. Almost as simple as this. You're gonna have to test a lot, right? You have to be very patient. So just to tell you that the more you know about who you're trying to target, the easiest it's gonna be for you to show the people your ad to the right people. So for example, one of my latest clients, she is a career coach, and so I had to have her to work hard on who are your people. Well, they're just people who wants to change job. No. Who are they in their life? So we discovered that those people are not only they have a career, but they are into the Red Cross, they're into the World Organization. Like they have interests that are very important. So that when she sends a webinar for professional career, whatever, like she's reaching people who are really in her target audience. So I want you to know who are your people. Spend time in there, because otherwise you're gonna get people you don't want, right? So before we move on, the magic, I said, is in you, but there is a little magic too in Facebook, okay? So I have 3 categories for you here. So once you know who your ideal client is, we're gonna call that the core audiences. That means you're gonna know specifically that your ideal client is that age, lives there, and they love that gurus you're gonna know like specific details about them, right? They're gonna help you to target. We call this, in the jargon, we call this interest targeting. That's one thing. And there is another word for this. It's called cold traffic, because you're not gonna show your ad to people who know you. You know them. They don't know you, but you know them. This is why you send them your ad, okay? They're cold traffic. Usually this is costing a little more because it asks more work for Facebook, okay? But it depends. Again, it's not a universal law. The second type of audiences you're gonna build through your everyday content. And this is why, if you hang out with me for the next few months, you're gonna hear me post, do your life, do your thing, show up, because Facebook can send ads to people who are interacting with your regular content. So anytime you post on Facebook or on Instagram, or even when you run ads, Facebook can retarget those people with specific ads. This is why we call that the warm audience, right? And then the magic bullet, I would say that's when you start to have like very well established audiences. You can use the third type here. We call that the lookalike. So bear with me. Let's say that right now I have an audience in Canada of women who love yoga, and they want to have membership for the year. They love Lululemon, and they usually bike. They have a bike, and they love mountain biking. I don't know, I'm making it up. And you have built that audience in Canada. You get the sales, you get the membership. Well, what about you do the same in the US, right? So you can ask Facebook, hey, Facebook, can you grab those people who are watching my videos and interacting with me on Instagram and find those people like that in the US. Facebook is supposed to be able to do that. That's called the lookalike audiences. Another thing is you can do with Facebook is to take your email list. If you have more than 100 email, it works even better if you have in the thousands. You upload those email lists on Facebook and you tell Facebook, hey, I want people like the people on my email list, but in the US or in another geographic place, right? So it's unlimited. I'm just giving you the tip of the iceberg. I just want to show you the potential. The potential is huge. So here it's an example, you keep hearing me about, building your email list. And I saw that, Dwania, you had some webinars around, email list building earlier. So the function on Facebook to, like it's a regular ad, basically I tell people, read this if you want to start with social media ads without spending too much. And people say, learn more, they download a freebie, like a PDF that I created for them. And then their email goes in my email list, right? So just to give you an example, you're gonna learn a lot about my audience in that example, that all my people are into Marie Forleo. Are you in Marie Forleo, Dwania? Do you know her?
I know her.
Yeah, okay.
It's not.
You know her, you
yes.
see, like awareness, yeah.
Yes.
Gary Vee, small businesses that are Facebook admins, all those names, Oprah, Brandon Burchard. So what you see here is that this is how I test my audiences. And this is not me who invented that. Like I take my knowledge from the best in that world. And this one is Frank Kern. You may have heard of him. So before you go and launch the big campaign with thousands of dollars, he has these methods that works for me where, once you know more of who is who in your audience, you have done that homework, you're going to go with one interest per ad. And then after 3 days, you're going to see who is the best audience. And then usually for me, I stop at $5. If an new email subscribe costs me more than $5, I shut down the ad. So you see in those one here, they were $4, $3, $3. And I got most of my new leads from those 3 audiences, right? That's how I do. And then after, when you know who is your best horse, then you bet more on it. And sometimes Facebook actually punish you for doing this and then everything increases, but you don't panic. You play the game because it was working last week. Okay. So you have to keep a smile. Don't bring the emotion in there. Just tweak and play with the different tools, right? So let's talk about money because I know it's a big question I get. How much money should I spend on ads, right? And there is no black and white answer. I'm going to share with you what I've been experiencing. And so when I start with my clients, we start with small amounts because we test audiences. Like when I say small, $5 per audience, maybe $30, small amounts. When my clients nail their message, that we see that people are picking up on their organic content, we're going to actually transform their organic content into ads. And when we know exactly who is the audience, then we go, I say, like, aim at $1,000 or $3,000 a month to make the machine work. But you don't do that before you have nailed your machine. Like, listen to me, okay? Don't throw $1,000 until you have it nailed. That would be my advice. Now, if you have tons and tons of money, play with it. But you know what I mean, right? So, and then in terms of, how do I know if my ads work? But especially when you don't get sales, you have a tendency to say, well, it sucks, right? It doesn't work. I didn't get any sale. Well, there is always something you're going to learn. You're going to learn about who is your demographic in the reporting system. You're going to learn so much information. But the other thing is winning ads can also mean breaking even. Because when you break even, it shows you that you were not wrong. You were on the right target. It means you're on the right way to reach the right people. This is when you're gonna, after that, maybe tweak some stuff. But when you break even, you did good. And then after that, you amplify. But that's what I want to tell you. Those are like the basic stuff that I can throw at you so that you have kind of a reference. So I give you an example here. If you are a coach or a consultant, for example, or if you run webinars. So let's say you have a program that is $5,000. And each time you bring a new person in your webinar through an ad, it costs you between $17 to $30 per person. I'm making it up. Those numbers, sometimes I pay 10, sometimes less, or it depends. So don't worry about the numbers, okay? I'm just giving you example here. So let's say it costs you $17 per person who registered to your webinar, okay? And then 100 people register. So basically, if you go with a higher price, $30 per person, you spend in your ad $3,000, okay? The average webinar attendance is usually 40%, which means that about 40 people attend or watch the replay. Now, 5% of those viewers gonna buy from you. Remember, it's 5,000 your program. So it's about 10,000 in revenue. So you spent 3,000, you got 10. So that's a very good scenario here. But I just want to give you that simple example, and even if you spend 3,000 and you got 3,000, that's still a good sign that you were on the right track. I hope it helps you visualize the possibilities. Truth bomb. No advertising campaign can work without a solid marketing foundation that makes your social media platforms work hand in hand with your website or landing page if you don't have a website, your email list, and your sales system. If you don't have the three components, it's going to be tough for your ads not to leak money. And yes, it takes work, but that work is at the beginning. It always needs maintenance. Like, don't believe people who say you can sleep and then money comes and you can sleep more. Nah. But you can set up a foundation with a certain amount of automation that works when you sleep. That's true. And then I remember the first time I got my first $47 my PayPal account, waking up in the morning, I was like, oh my God, it's true. You can sleep and make money. But there is some work to make it consistently, right? And then there is no shortcuts, right? So when you hear those ads that, oh, if you put your machine on, it's going to be fine, easy. It works, but with work, and there is no quick fix, right? So you see what I'm doing here. In case someone wants to become my client at some point, I'm repelling all the people who don't want to work and want the easy solution. But this is really important, right? You worked all of your life building that business. You want to honor your products. You want to honor your services. You want to honor you, right? So don't be scared of repelling and attract just the great people to you. Great too, according to you. I'm not judging anybody, right? Okay. Facebook ads and your ecosystem. So this is where, how do you say, the rubber hit the road, or the thing, that expression. I'm trying to work my expressions. It's called the orchestra symphony, because everything has to work together, and it can take months and years to make it like smooth. Okay. But it's, once you're aware of what it is, it's gonna make sense to you. So what do I have for you here? Because I need to show you, I need to recap, and then we're gonna go on a tool I have for you where I'm gonna draw something for you so that it makes sense. So let's recap. Let's say you want to launch a new program. You're gonna plan first the end goal. What is the end goal? How many sales do you want to do? And then you're gonna reverse engineer. How many weeks do you need before you launch your new program? You have to know your number. If I want that many people to register, then how many people do I need in my email list? How many people need to my webinar, whatever you do? And then how much money does that cost me roughly, so that you put in place the journey of that complete stranger that's gonna discover you, then become a client potentially. Number two, you understood that, you have to know your audience, you have to nail that part so that you can have the right message in your posts, in your ads, in your webinars, and your offers. And number 3, you have to nurture your audience. Don't just show up with your ad, buy. It's like if I am in the street and someone I don't know comes, you want to buy that apple? Like, it's probably poison, right? No, thank you, right? So it's the same on social media. It's the same when you date. Very few people just marry like the same day, right? Some people do. That's an exception, but it takes a dating process, and that in social media marketing, it's through nurturing with bringing value. When we say bringing value, it means helping your people for free online on a consistent basis, so that not only they see you're an expert at what you do, but then they build a relationship with you, they talk to you, they give you their email, and then they attend your webinars, and then they buy from you, right? And then number 4, by doing this, you're going to build your email list, because if at any point, the rules of social media are always changing. And maybe at some point, Facebook's going to be only accessible to people who pay. I don't know. I'm just making it up. But if the rules of platforms change and then you lose access to that platform for whatever reason, you still have your emails. The emails of the people who trust you enough to give you that. And then you can nourish them as well through emails. And most of your people probably buy from your email when you have those sequences established. Then once you have this set up, you can amplify your message with ads and show your offers to warm audiences, like I explained to you earlier, the people who are on your email list, people who watch your videos or interact with you on social media. Then you have time to kind of reflect on who you are reaching, and does that work? Does it fit? Does it bring you the right people? So I want to show you this. I'm going to need to share another tab because I want to show you this. Can you see my chart? Yeah, okay. So this is your business, probably. Maybe you sell products, but it's completely adaptable, right? The idea here is this. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps in the journey. And people usually that's gonna become your client, you see my little hand here, they're probably here in the cloud. They have no idea you exist, okay? So what you have to do first is to become visible to them, right? That's a start. Then after that, they're going to start to trust you. So they're going to download your lead magnets or whatever event you do for free, or a video series, a challenge, whatever you do for free in exchange of emails. This is trust happening here. Then they're going to consider it to go beyond that. Maybe you have a special event that is free or paid, and they're going to come. And I call this, actually, it's one of my coach. She calls it the conversion event. So, and this is the beginning of your sales process. So my question to you is, how do you sell your product, right? So for me, as a coach and consultant, I sell my products through webinars and phone calls. What is your way of selling? I would love to know actually in the comments. Where do you give time and space to your audience to buy from you? Is it in a Facebook group? There's so many ways, right? So what is your conversion events? And how often do you give that chance to people who follow you on social media to buy from you, right? So, and then after that, there is the buy or they don't buy. But my point is here, because for each step, there is ads you can apply. And so you start here, right? And this is where the work is work. This is where you're gonna have to produce content marketing. So maybe you have a blog, maybe you have a podcast, maybe you have a video channel, maybe you do videos on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn. So, and you have your social media platforms where you're gonna amplify your message. Like, let's say you have a podcast, you're probably promoting your podcast on social media or your blog. So this is your content marketing here. This is how you become an authority, you become visible, more and more people are going to start to see you. You're going to use ads that actually help you to be seen, to have more people watching your videos, more people, you know, and then those people that were complete strangers, they're going to start to give you their email for whatever things, amazing things that you give them to help them transform their personal or professional life or whatever you help them transform, right? So this is when people are in your email list, and there's ads as well on Facebook for that phase. And then when people download your PDF, then those little things here are emails. You're gonna follow up with emails. So now they're in your email family. They're safe. Okay. Now, hey guys, you had my PDF. What about you come to my webinar? Oh, Dwanya's webinar, right? So this is my conversion event, because remember, I'm teaching you, but I'm going to offer you to work with me. This is a conversion event. Some will buy, some won't. That's okay. This is what you have here. Webinar, people buy. Webinar, people don't buy. So you're going to send them emails saying, hey guys, we have the replay. Hey guys, did you miss that? Hey guys, we have this. Oh, they still don't buy. It's okay. It's not emotional. It's completely normal. Humans need to see tons and tons of times before they make decisions, right? So what you're gonna do with those people, bear with me, it's a new tool I use, I love it, but sometimes I take the wrong one. No, you are supposed to move, yay. Those people, if they don't buy from you, you're gonna put them back in your general email list, those people too. So every day, every week, maybe you send them an email where you nurture them, you tell them about your new podcast, you help them, you sell them, like everything you do on social media, you can do it on your email list. The goal is to nurture, sell, sell, okay? So what I want to show you, because when I was talking to you, remember those audiences, cold, warm, hot, okay? So the big work is here, right? Is how do you make complete stranger find you, right? This is where it happens. So this is your content marketing. Yes, this is your ads, the cold traffic. But here's the beauty, because once people are starting to be in your ecosystem here, the warm audience, you're gonna use retargeting ads to invite people to come to your webinar, right? So you're gonna say, all the people who watch my videos every week for the last 3 months, all the people who went to my website that I was tracking with my Facebook pixel, that's another tool you have on Facebook that tracks people. All those people, I'm gonna send them an ad saying, hey, I have a webinar coming up. Are you joining? People are gonna join, buy or buy not, okay? So those are the sequences of your advertising, the cold audiences, the warm, and the very hot here. Okay, is there anything else I wanted to show you? I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, so that's, I need to go back to this one here, present. And I know, I see that there are comments, so we'll go through the comments. I'm almost done. Am I good in time?
We are over time, so just, it's okay. Just keep going.
Okay, I'll be quick. So the truth is that no matter what your goal is with your ads, you're gonna have to work on your visibility first. Unless you already have a big audience, a big email list, you have to become visible in front of more people, make your social proof, nurturing your audience with live videos and emails and other content, building trust and conversation, right? And this is what makes you become an authority in your field. And you can do that with your own platforms, like your podcast, your blog, your website, and social media, but you can also be a guest. Like today, I'm a guest at Dwanya's property, right? She is sharing our audience with me, right? So you can do partnership like this. You don't have just to rely on yourself. There is so much wealth around us as women entrepreneurs. We help each other so much, right? So use that as well. And that's kind of a complementary to ads. So this is my career coach. I talked to you, Ellen here, that is very new at advertising, and she's loving it because she's bringing new people. What I love when we work like that is that people, the first time they have someone at a webinar that they don't know, It's like, I don't know that person and she's here. Yeah, that's what ads do, right? Strangers. So would you like me to teach you how to make ads work for you? That's my question. And I'm going to be very fast because I just want you to have this opportunity. If you have a pretty good business, but you want to do better, or if you'd like me to help you build this foundation that I showed you today with you and a member of your team, I want you to go to socialmedialovecall.com. This is a place where actually you are gonna get to apply for this. It's a breakthrough session. So it's gonna really based on this conversation we have here. So we're gonna review together the takeaways from this webinar, and we're gonna identify, what you need to succeed with social media around that foundation that I was explaining to you tonight. And I'll tell you if I can help you or not. I will not work with you if I see I can't help you, because it's, it's so much energy for you and I that it has to fit, right? So if maybe you have clients, but you struggle with social media marketing, so this is for you. And then maybe you're looking for a new audience and you're not sure where to find it. And I know that this is something with COVID and everything that is happening, people are opening up to new audiences. And how do I find them? Again, it's socialmedialovecall.com. You can screen capture. And then remember that you can grab my guide. It's at learnadvertising.net, right? So, and I think, Dwania, you had that in the email, that of confirmation email. It looks like this, right? I think I'm done. I can't wait to see the questions.
Okay, so let me help us navigate some questions. This was a lot of information. I even went in and checked my insights while you showed us the insights, and my mind is blown. And I'm pretty good at Facebook advertising, but that is something, the other thing that you said that I'm like, why didn't I try this before, is to do one interest at a time. I was doing different images with different copies, but it's great to do one interest at a time as opposed to building a group with like all these interests and you don't know which ones work. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to go through the questions. If you want to stop sharing,
yeah,
we'll go through. I remember earlier we had a question that said, like, when they do those sponsored, they do those suggestions like this post is performing 95% better than the others. Do you want to promote it? Do you promote it, or do you create something new?
Especially if you have, if you have a strategy around your advertising, I don't listen to that. If you want to test and use the boost button, do it. But if it's part of your strategy, you know what needs to be done because you are in charge. That's because otherwise you would be like, it asks you every day almost that your post is there. And that's okay. But I mean, if you have a strategy, you know what needs to be activated.
Exactly. I see someone here, like Glennis is asking if she can get someone to manage, like to do her ads. Glennis, definitely reach out to Angelique. Make sure you go and you fill that out so that she can help you with that. I see, I'm just trying to scroll down. Give me a chance, everyone. What if you want all of the above? Can you have someone run my Facebook ads? Okay, yes, that's the same thing. How much time does it take to create a campaign? It obviously depends on the type of campaign and how long you want to run the campaign for. And if you have all your assets, all that good stuff, but Angelique will go through all that with you. So definitely make sure you reach out to her. I will be sending everyone her information as well, so do not worry. I see, one second. Someone's talking about groups in Facebook, trying to search for groups. I mean, the easiest way is keywords, right?
Yeah, well, maybe she's referencing to the search function within the groups when you look for discussion. So keywords around, because if you're in groups where your ideal client is hanging out, you are the expert there. You're not gonna go and kind of blast the owner of the group. Is not what I mean, right? It's like everything I'm telling you is from the bottom of my heart, right? There is nothing Machiavellic in what I'm saying here, but it's a great intel to search for what people are complaining about or challenged with. And then not only you can help them genuinely, even if it's not your group, you're allowed, if the group allows you to help each other, you help the person. Most of the time, what's going to happen, people are going to reach out in your DM, because if they love how you help them. They're gonna go and check your platforms. This is why you have to show up regularly, because it's kind of your portfolio, right? Your social media is your portfolio. And then you're gonna learn how they phrase it. And this is the most important, is how they phrase their worry, their concern, their challenge, and literally have an Excel sheet with copy and paste. Another thing I'm gonna give you, if you run webinars, they're fresh people. They don't know you. It's the first time they know you maybe through social media. They're gonna talk like, like you guys writing here. If I was not speaking, I would be screen capturing everything you say. I will not publish it. It's not what I mean, but I will put that in my Excel sheets. This is the question I have. Because the more you're gonna talk like your ideal customer in your ads or in your content, you'll see. And I know it's a little frustrating when you want to share your voice. Yes, there is room for that. But when you do ads, you have to talk their language, especially when you mention not the negative, but the challenge, because they're gonna respond to that.
Mm-hmm. You hit the pain points and they will respond to it. I see something for a product-based business. How can you track the sales that come specifically from Facebook ads, especially if you're doing other advertising avenues as well?
Yeah. Oh, I love this, because right now it's a big thing. Like, so there are two parts that question. So if you're e-commerce, you're going to probably use a lot of conversion ads. Mm-hmm. So there, the third column that show you at the beginning, and Facebook tracks purchases. So it's going to tell you how many purchases is going to come from that ad, except that since last week, there is, if you have an e-commerce and you're running ads, you've been asked, or even if you're not an e-commerce, if you do any traffic ads, the same, you have to verify the name of your domain, of your website, so that Apple, actually, if you have Apple phone like me, very soon, or maybe already, you're gonna have, when you're on Facebook, you're gonna say, do you want Facebook to track you? Mm-hmm. And most people probably gonna say no. So there is some data, like I'm running ads right now for e-commerce and for Mother's Day, and we don't know from the Facebook aspect of things how much purchase came from the iPhone. But if you have your Google Analytics or your Shopify Analytics, this is where you're going to see, you can use UTM tags as well, which is piece of code you put at the end of your product link. Like, there's other way. It's just another way. So again, it's, it's constant adaptation when you're on social media. So it's all good, but it's very new. So it's a little headache at first. So there is tools to measure what is a purchase or not. But right now it's partially that, because of, Apple asking you if you want Facebook to track you or not on their website.
It's the security component. Yeah. But if you have Shopify, like I know for me, it does give a really good breakdown of where everything comes from. So I think you already answered this, but how much would you recommend spending when you're running, when you're running a social organization and not selling anything or making any money? So if anything, they're losing money.
What would be an example?
Nicole,
I need to know, like a food bank, for example. Would that be an example?
I think that could be a good example. Yes.
So it's always a trick, because at the same time you need those donors, right? You need those people for the auctions and like generate cash for the association. Or so what you can do is to dedicate, there's so much you can do. Like, you have, either you count the money or you count the return on social contribution. And that's, then after that, it's about your organization, what you are about. And maybe it's a part of your donation that you're clear with your membership that, 10% of our budget, whatever comes in, it's going to be our marketing, so that more people donate, like find a way to make it or whatever, a return on something that is probably not, like, it depends. It's hard to answer without knowing exactly the scenario. But if I was running an organization like that, I would probably go that way.
I see a comment, Facebook groups are hard because admin remove people for advertising. I can personally say with our Facebook group, we do not approve salesy posts, but we do approve posts that are asking questions, because then that's kind of, you get a conversation going, because I do know there are a lot of groups out there where people are just blasting buy this, buy this, buy this, and it's annoying. So
No,
can
I do. Yeah, I'm the same. If you put links to your website, it's you have one like one note from me, and then if you don't keep going, you're out because it's not the goal of a group. It's to help each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. What kind of opt-in or lead magnet can be offered when selling a product? That depends on the product.
Well, it depends. There's so much. So I don't know if you sell essential oils, your guide could be like, there are chances, again, this is where you need to do the work around your ideal clients. What does that woman, let's say it's woman, what is she into? Is she into healthy eating, in healthy habits? So maybe it's a guide of a morning routine, or maybe she's into meditation. Like, what are the kind of 360 degrees topics around that product? If you sell protein powder, then chances are you want a special food regimen, or something around grocery list, menus, ideas for, it's all about knowing who they are. Yeah.
I see. I'm a B2B business. What is the correlation between people on Facebook and those on LinkedIn? So they want to know if they can use the demographics from Facebook when selecting people on LinkedIn.
I love this. Actually, one of my clients, LinkedIn is really good actually at providing all those, you want to know where people are from, their work. Like I use a lot of that to help inform Facebook about who I'm looking for. Because even if you're targeting VPs on LinkedIn and there's no VP of organization, you're like, that organization, they don't care about Facebook, they're not on Facebook. But that VP as a person with the 3 billion people users, chances are that that person as a person is on Facebook, right? So personal Facebook. So I use a lot of LinkedIn intel to help me target people that are not obviously on Facebook, but they're dads, they're like,
You use their interests and their habits.
Or organization they follow. On LinkedIn, it shows what organization they follow, what newspaper they read, like, it's good intel.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Vanessa, I see you're asking how to develop a mailing list. I love these kinds of questions. If you go to our YouTube channel, you will be able to see the webinar that we did with AWeber, and they talked about email lists. And there are a number of platforms that you can use to get started for free. Constant Contact has something, AWeber has something, MailChimp has something. So just go to our YouTube channel, Canadian Small Business Women, and look up the webinar that is about mailing lists, and it will tell you really how to get started. And they have a lot of, if you look in the show notes, there are a lot of links to resources that can help you with that. I'm just going to try to answer as many questions as I can in the next 6 minutes. We're like 30 minutes over, but it's really good stuff. What are your suggestions on selling a service? If they're a nonprofit that helps new immigrants settle, they feel like it's easier to sell a product through e-commerce versus a service.
So services usually, it's most of the time, depending on the price of the service, right? But if it's under, I would say $2,000, it's usually social media, lead magnet, so email, invite to a webinar, buy, don't buy. Making it, or it could be social media or reference, like referrals, social media, lead magnet, then a call. If you're over 2,000, you're gonna take a call, right, one-on-one. But usually it's kind of that system, the one I showed you on my drawing, strangers coming to you through social media, downloading your PDF or whatever free stuff you have for them that is of value, right? Inviting them to a conversion event, a webinar or something, a round table, whatever you organize, where you offer them to work with you or grab your service. That's what I would do. So that means there is a lot of education to do on social media to become visible, production of content marketing.
Okay, I have this other question. I feel like a lot of people are usually hung up on the dollars and cents, like how much to spend, what's a good budget, but you already touched on making sure that you're hammering down your audience before you start with a budget. I can tell you personally, we're running 3 ads right now at $3 a day for each ad without an end date, because they love that when you don't put an end date on it. And it also helps you don't want to stop the ad when it just starts to perform. So I have that going just to direct people to my Shopify store. And it's fine. And that's only $3 a day. So, spend as much as you can afford, but make sure you're spending it wisely, because you need to know your audience first before
and make it strategically. So in your case, for example, now you can retarget all those people. So your swag, they're all about motivation for women entrepreneurs. So you could send an ad about the marketplace you're having, retargeting, because they're women, they're super qualified, right? If you buy a cup saying I'm like, I don't remember what it says, but it's very motivational and
booked, busy, and blessed.
Yeah. So you're building an audience. So this is a very good example here, because Facebook give you a code that you put on your website. In your case, it's Shopify. And after that, there are people that are interested in your stuff. So you can show them more of the program, the services, or the products that you do, right? So next time you have a new product, Dwania is going to do an ad retargeting all the people who already bought from her on Shopify, right?
Yeah.
That was a great example.
And those retargeting are great. Like, I can say anytime I'm hosting an event or something, and I know that there are events that are similar to mine that were held maybe a month ago, I literally retarget everyone who visited that website a month ago. Or a good product tip for you is, if you go down your Facebook feed, like every 3 posts is a sponsored post. You just click on the post that you see that's sponsored, that's a product that's targeted to you, and you can actually drill down into their post so that you can see why they targeted you and copy that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely listen to, I feel like I learned so much. Angelique, we're going to have to talk after my event, because I need to come up with another strategy for some other things.
Yeah.
But I have to say, this was jam-packed, full of nuggets. Everyone needs to make sure that they're going to reach out to Angelique. I'm going to upload this video. I'm going to try to upload it tonight. You will all get an email with the replay tomorrow, along with Angelique's information, so that you know where to find her. Angelique, if you don't mind sending me the email address where they can schedule the call separately, so that I can put that in to the email.
You mean the link? Yeah,
I'll
give you the link.
Yes.
Yeah.
So send that to me. I will put that in. Everyone, please connect with Angelique, because if you love what she did now, can you imagine what she's going to do for your business? I mean, I'm getting in touch with Angelique because I know some Facebook ads, but I don't know Facebook ads like Angelique knows Facebook ads. And I'm probably going to give some people a little treat, because we do have an event coming up on Saturday. I'll send a link in the email with ticket links, so that you all can come and check out the event as well. Angelique, I'll send you a link so that you can send it to your network.
Yes.
I'll send that off tonight, but I'll try to get all this uploaded. But thank you. Like, for real, this was a lot of good information. And even that chart that you showed, I think that's so essential. I love it. And, there's a drawing that a friend of mine did for me before, when I just started Facebook ads. And she did a drawing to break down how it all works, like, the audience, or like
The
like
campaign, AdSense,
the campaign
and
versus,
ads,
yeah, like how it all flows. And I'm like, I didn't
I
know
know.
that.
We're
So
visual, right? I'm
yeah.
visual too. Yeah.
So those things are really helpful. I loved it. I took notes. I checked insights while you were talking. Like,
I love it. Yeah,
insights on
I
my
know
brain.
it's always surprising what you find, right? It's like, really, sometimes most of the time you're disappointed, like, what? They like that page? Like, you're like,
Yes. I see Charlene, you're coming to the conference. I can't wait too. It's going to be great. So
thank you,
everyone,
everybody.
have a great rest of the week. Be productive. I've been really at my desk since 8:30, no, 8:30 this morning. I'm tired. So I am going to just relax a little bit while this
Yeah.
uploads. But thank you again, Angelique. This was spectacular.
Can I take a photo of us on the screen?
Sure. I love a picture now.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for participating in the comments. I love this. I felt your energy.
Yay.
Merci.
Wait, I feel so bad. Somebody put something in Q&A. Oh, what if you still don't know your ideal client yet? Francesca, you're going to have to reach out to Angelique and then we can try to hammer down some things.
Yep, definitely.
Right.
That's my jam.
That's her jam, she said. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Have a good night, Angelique. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
I was going to say adios. No, au revoir.
Au revoir.